Have you ever felt like your mind is a storm? Thoughts racing in every direction, replaying mistakes, fearing what might come tomorrow. You lie awake, heart heavy, chest tight, wondering why peace feels so far away. The world outside may look calm, but inside, chaos roars. This is not weakness. It is the silent burden almost everyone carries. But here's the truth. Within that storm lies a path to strength, one discovered by philosophers who lived through wars, betrayals, and loss, and still found peace. Think of the last time you worried endlessly over money, relationships, your career, or how others see you. You planned every step, tried to control every detail, yet still felt powerless. We convince ourselves that worrying equals responsibility, but in truth, it drains us. This struggle isn't new. 2,000 years ago, people faced plagues, wars, heartbreak, and uncertainty. They didn't escape chaos. Instead, they mastered their response to it. That wisdom is Stoicism, a philosophy not of cold detachment, but of unshakable calm in the middle of life's storms. Stoicism was embraced by emperors like Marcus Aurelius, thinkers like Seneca, and teachers like Epictetus. It wasn't abstract, it was survival. They wrote journals not to impress others, but to discipline their minds, to remain calm when the world fell apart. Their words still echo. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is not about denying pain or pretending life is easy. It is about learning how to meet life's chaos with clarity, dignity, and strength. In this video, you will discover 7 Stoic principles, practical habits you can use today to stop overthinking and quiet your restless mind. From mastering your thoughts before the day begins, to embracing fate itself as a teacher, these timeless lessons will help you walk through life steadier, calmer, stronger. This isn't theory, it's a guide for your daily battles. By the end, you will see that you are not a prisoner of worry. You are the master of your mind, and therefore, the architect of your peace. Principle 1. Premeditatio Malorum. The Stoics began each day with a simple but powerful habit, Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. At first, it sounds grim. Why imagine what could go wrong? Yet they understood a truth. Fear thrives in uncertainty. By calmly rehearsing life's challenges before they arrive, you strip them of their power. When you expect storms, you're not shocked when the clouds appear. Instead, you walk into the day prepared, steady, and unshaken. Seneca captured it perfectly. He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. This was not pessimism. It was training. Just as a soldier rehearses for battle, the Stoic rehearsed for life. By picturing possible setbacks, insults, loss, sickness, failure, they removed their sting. What you expect cannot surprise you. And what cannot surprise you cannot control you. Imagine a traveler setting out on a long road. If he only dreams of sunshine, the first storm will break him. But if he leaves knowing there will be rain, wind, and exhaustion, he accepts them as part of the journey. Marcus Aurelius did the same. Before entering each day, he reminded himself, "Today I shall meet interference, ingratitude, arrogance." Yet by expecting them, he met them with calm. He turned life's blows into passing weather, never into permanent wounds. You can practice this too. Before a meeting, ask, "What's the worst that could happen? And how will I respond with dignity?" Before a new project, "If I fail, what remains within me?" By taking 2 minutes each morning to rehearse difficulties, you become harder to shake. Worry loses its grip because you've already faced it in your mind. The Stoic doesn't deny storms. They train for them, so they never feel defeated. Try it. Tomorrow, begin with the words, "I am ready." Principle 2. Dichotomy of control. One of the most liberating Stoic ideas is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus said it simply. Some things are up to us, and some are not. Life becomes unbearable when we waste energy on what lies outside our power, other people's opinions, the past, the outcome of chance. But peace begins the moment we focus on what we truly command. Our thoughts, our choices, our actions, our values. When you stop scattering energy on the uncontrollable, you reclaim your strength. Epictetus reminded his students, some things are within our power, others are not. Within our power are opinion, aim, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever affairs are our own. Not within our power are body, property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever are not properly our own affairs. This was not resignation, but clarity. By separating these two domains, the Stoics stopped fighting unwinnable battles and began living with calm precision. Picture a sailor at sea. He cannot control the wind or the waves, yet he can control how he sets the sails, how he steers the rudder, how he maintains discipline on the ship. If he rages against the storm, he is lost. But if he accepts it and works with what he can command, he survives. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, wars, and plagues, but instead of fighting reality, he focused on mastering himself. That is why he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." In your life, try this test. Whenever worry rises, ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. If yes, act with focus. You cannot control if someone insults you, but you can control your response. You cannot control the job offer, but you can control your preparation. You cannot control the economy, but you can control your habits. Each time you redirect energy to what is yours, anxiety fades. The world may not change, but your mind becomes unshakable. Principle 3. Guard your inputs. Much of our anxiety is imported. It doesn't even belong to us. We scroll endlessly, absorb outrage, compare ourselves, and wonder why our minds feel restless. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They guarded their minds like sacred ground. Seneca advised, associate with those likely to improve you. What we allow in, through people, news, or distractions, shapes what grows inside us. Guard your inputs, and you begin to guard your peace. Seneca wrote, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. These words go beyond friendship. They apply to everything we consume. Just as a garden overrun with weeds cannot thrive, a mind overrun with noise cannot rest. The Stoics cultivated clarity by choosing carefully what entered their thoughts, ensuring that wisdom and strength had space to grow. Imagine a warrior preparing for battle. If he fills his body with poison, he will collapse before the fight begins. The same is true for the mind. In Rome, gossip, fear, and politics spread like wildfire. Yet Stoics like Epictetus trained themselves to close the gates of their minds. By refusing to let every word, rumor, or fear enter, they remained steady. In the same way, when you refuse to absorb negativity, you build an inner fortress no storm can breach. Today, guarding your inputs may mean unfollowing accounts that fuel envy, limiting doom scrolling, or choosing 5 minutes of quality news over hours of noise. It may mean spending time with people who lift you higher instead of those who drag you down. Your mind is a garden. If you plant weeds, weeds will grow. But if you plant wisdom, courage, and kindness, peace will follow. The choice is yours. Guard it like a warrior, and serenity will be your reward. Principle 4. Evening reflection. At night, the Stoics did not escape into distraction, they reflected. Seneca described how, when the lights dimmed and silence filled his home, he would review his entire day. What did I do well? Where did I falter? Did I live by my values? This was not self-condemnation. It was self-mastery. Evening reflection transforms mistakes into lessons and victories into anchors, ensuring that each day builds a stronger mind than the last. Seneca wrote, when the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said. Marcus Aurelius did the same. His meditations were private notes, written only to keep himself grounded. Reflection was their shield against regret. By reviewing their choices honestly, they strengthened their virtue and went to sleep not in turmoil, but in peace. Picture a captain reviewing the day's voyage. Without reflection, he sails blindly into the next storm. But by examining his route, he sees where he drifted, where the winds carried him, and how he can correct his course. Evening reflection is the same. It is navigation for the soul. The Stoics believe that unease often comes from unprocessed thoughts. When you face them honestly each night, they lose their power, and tomorrow begins with clarity. Tonight, before you sleep, set aside 5 minutes. Ask yourself, what did I handle well today? Where did I lose control? How can I improve tomorrow? Write it down without judgment. This small act builds awareness, humility, and strength. Worry thrives when we ignore our past. But when we face it with calm honesty, it loses its grip. Reflection is not about perfection, it's about progress. And progress, repeated nightly, becomes peace. Principle 5. Amor Fati, love of fate. The Stoics embraced one of the most radical practices of all, Amor Fati, the love of fate. Life brings loss, pain, and disappointment. We cannot choose what arrives at our door, but we can choose how we meet it. To the Stoic, every obstacle was not a punishment, but a teacher. By learning to accept, even to love, what fate delivers, they transformed suffering into strength and setbacks into stepping stones. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Centuries later, Nietzsche echoed, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." These words remind us, what we resist enslaves us, but what we embrace empowers us. The obstacle itself becomes the road forward. Picture a blacksmith forging iron. Fire, hammer, and pressure bend the metal into something stronger. Life does the same to us. The Stoics faced exile, betrayal, even slavery. Epictetus was once a slave, yet he turned hardship into wisdom that still guides us today. They did not curse their fate, they used it. Like the blacksmith, they allowed fire to shape them into unbreakable steel. Amor fati is not blind joy. It is fierce acceptance that turns pain into power. In your own life, this means seeing every challenge not as a curse, but as a curriculum. The breakup can teach you self-discovery. The failure can teach you humility. The illness can teach you courage. When something unwanted happens, pause and whisper, Amor fati. Ask, how can this help me grow? This mindset does not erase pain, but it gives it meaning. And when pain has meaning, it loses its power to destroy you. Principle 6. Living in the present moment. The Stoics taught one of the most comforting truths. Peace is found only in the present moment. Anxiety thrives by dragging us into the past we cannot change or the future that has not yet arrived. Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present. Here, right now, you are alive. Right now, you have strength. By training yourself to return to this moment, you reclaim your freedom from worry. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. The Stoics saw that our mind is sharp enough for today, but it breaks when it tries to fight 10 battles that haven't yet come. When you anchor yourself in now, the future loses its terror. Imagine a traveler carrying 2 sacks, one filled with yesterday's regrets, the other with tomorrow's fears. No wonder he collapses beneath the weight. But if he drops both and carries only today, the burden is light. The Stoics lived this way. They did not deny the past or future, but they refused to live inside them. They drank fully of the present, knowing it is the only place life truly exists. Today, practicing presence can be as simple as noticing the ground beneath your feet, listening fully when someone speaks, or breathing deeply instead of scrolling mindlessly. Ask yourself, where am I right now? Am I here, or lost in what-ifs? Each time you return to now, you weaken anxiety's hold. Right now, there is no disaster. Right now, there is no enemy. There is only this moment, and it is enough. Principle 7. Voluntary discomfort. The Stoics did not wait for hardship to find them. They practiced it. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, would sleep on the floor, eat the simplest food, and wear rough clothing. Why? To train his mind. He asked himself, Is this the condition that I feared? By choosing discomfort, he discovered freedom. Voluntary hardship makes you stronger than fear, because what you have already endured cannot intimidate you again. Seneca advised, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? This was not punishment, it was training. By stepping into discomfort willingly, the Stoic loosened fear's grip and gained courage that no luxury could ever give. Picture a warrior who practices with dull blades, heavy armor, and long marches so that when real battle comes, nothing feels unbearable. The Stoics used the same method for life. Hunger, cold, or rejection, none could break them, because they had already rehearsed hardship. Epictetus, born a slave, endured pain and poverty daily, yet he turned it into strength. Voluntary discomfort was their shield, proving that freedom is not comfort, it is resilience. You can apply this today. Skip a meal and realize you can still function with clarity. Take a cold shower and feel strength awaken. Say no to indulgence and watch your discipline grow. Wake early and face the hardest task first. Each time you step into discomfort, you prove to yourself, I am stronger than my fears. And when real storms arrive, you will not collapse. You will already know how to endure. We have walked through 7 Stoic principles, preparing for hardship, focusing on what you can control, guarding your mind from noise, reflecting each night, loving your fate, living in the present, and practicing discomfort. These habits are not abstract. They are shields against the chaos of life. The Stoics did not escape storms. They learned how to stand within them. And so can you. Each principle is a step toward peace, discipline, and inner strength. Remember this: worry is not your master. You are. You cannot control the storms of the world, but you can always control the fortress of your mind. You were not born to be tossed by every fear. You were born to rise above them. Every challenge you face is not an end, but a teacher. And with each step, each choice, you are proving, I am stronger than my fear. I am the master of my mind. Tonight, try one practice. Reflect on your day, or whisper, Amor, Fati, when something unexpected happens. Tomorrow morning, take 2 minutes to prepare for hardship. Protect your mind, live by virtue, and step into small discomforts. Do not just watch these words, apply them. Every small practice builds strength, and strength builds peace. The Stoic path is not studied, it is lived. Asterisk, let the world spin, let others chase distractions, while you remain steady, calm, unshaken. This is the Stoic way. This is true freedom. This is real peace. If this message resonates, share it so more seekers can walk this path with us. And remember, you cannot always control life, but you can always control how you live it. This is Stoic Miracles. Fortify your mind, illuminate your soul.